Hello everyone. Look at me. I'm all red, I'm hot. I tell you what, excuse me for 1 second. I'm sweating so bad and I'm really, really hot. I was out mowing the lawns and it has been pouring rain for days and days now. And because it's summer, the lawns have, bright red, the lawns have gone for inches and inches like this really quickly. And they badly needed mowing because they're so wet. I couldn't do it with the catcher on. Anyway, I'm out there mowing my little butt off. Grass going everywhere, the odd dog poop flying around everywhere. That's okay, we have a lemon tree, so I run over a lemon every now and then and just scent the backyard this beautiful smell. And I had this voice pop into my head from one of our lovely people that we have on our page here, Lena. And I heard Lena's voice say, Jackie, you said that you were going to do day 28 again. And I'm waiting for day 28. And I said that I was going to do it today. And I said that I was going to do it yesterday. So I have to head out in about 10 minutes. And then I'm busy for the rest of the night. So I thought I would come in very quickly. And we're going to jump into vertical time. We're going to scoot back to the 28th. We're going to plop in and we're going to pretend that we're doing it all over again, because if you remember, we had a video drop out, we had an internet drop out, and when it came back on, the video was all sideways, which did not work at all. So let's shift time space. Let's jump back to day 28, which would be the 28th of November 2017. And we're going to pretend, good morning everyone, we're here to do day 28. I don't know who that is, but I see you there. And we are listening to the sweet tunes of the hypothalamus. So today we're getting to know the hypothalamus and we'll be tapping at our cortices. There's just way too much heat coming off my face from my glasses. So, hypothalamus. Very, very important part of the brain, is probably one of the biggest players when it comes to being a very big factor in people's overall general health and the symptoms that they often talk about and the conditions that they are currently experiencing. And so it's often coming up as a priority in people's sessions. So I think it's great that we have this tool that we can resource, that we can spend just a couple of minutes tapping out the cortices of our brain, rebooting the brain, recommunicating the brain, rebalancing the brain, getting the circulation to improve, and it helps improve the hypothalamus as well. So let's see why it's a big deal. Firstly, it sits in the middle of the brain but down towards the bottom a little bit, and it has two hemispheres, a left and a right side. Now, sometimes it will come up that it's a priority that we just address one side because sometimes they do slightly different things. But for the purpose of today's tap out, we're actually going to imagine that we're tapping out the whole thalamus. Now, the whole hypothalamus has a lot to do with your metabolism. And that can be a really big issue for some people, especially after prolonged stress or trauma. It can really fry the hypothalamus, and then metabolism doesn't work well at all. After childbirth, after several pregnancies that haven't gone well, after grief processes, after severe illnesses, after surgeries, kids plopping into puberty sometimes mucks with the whole metabolism, and so the hypothalamus can often be a very big part of that. Now, it's not the whole soul thing that defines the metabolism, but it is a very, very big component of that. The hypothalamus is, yes, the hypothalamus is also exhibiting itself and expressing itself very well in me at the moment because it has to do with body temperature, and I am sweating my butt off. So, body temperature, the formation of emotional neuropeptides. Very, very cool thing. And that can come up a lot for endocrine or hormonal imbalances, for teenagers that are having a bit of a rough trot through puberty and through school and everything like that. Quite often comes up as a case. Has a lot to do with blood pressure. If you ever get flushing of the skin, goose pimpling of the skin, oh, ladies and men. So if you're perimenopausal, going through menopause, this one is on your radar, because the hypothalamus is a big one that's involved with the hot flushes. And I've had a lot of clients this year which like feel like they're on fire, they're doing hot flushes, right? So here's a good top tip in relation to that, is that if you are going through hot flushes and you experience one of the things that you can do is tap out cortices to the hypothalamus. So it's almost like you're building a specific bridge, a link, and you just hold it as an intention. Tap out cortices and it's to the hypothalamus, and quite often it's enough that it will stop everything that's sort of going in chaos for a moment. It will reboot it and then it will kick it off again so that it's functioning better again. And quite often what that does is it will stop the flush dead in its tracks very, very quickly. It can shorten them considerably and just help you with that whole flow through menopause in the first place, right? Mention goose pimpling of the skin? Is a big factor in that. Dry mouth. If you ever experience dry mouth, not because you're dehydrated or you haven't drank any water in, a couple of hours, it's a partial thing with that. But if somebody comes in and they say, oh, I always seem to have a dry mouth or funny taste in my mouth, sometimes that's a hypothalamus imbalance. And then the other thing, because it correlates so strongly to the hormonal system, another thing is that the hypothalamus is very strongly associated with your entire gastrointestinal tract. And we don't often think about this. When we think about gut issues, we tend to just think of the gut issues just wholly solely being the gut issues, right? We point the finger at the gut, we do a bunch of stuff to it, we give it a bunch of stuff, and we expect it to work better. And then when it doesn't work better, people just tend to go, I don't know what it is, this is just me. It could very well be an imbalance that just needs to be corrected, readjusted in the hypothalamus, that would allow that GI tract to be able to fall into place and be a lot happier. So they're the major things around that part of your brain that stand out the most for me that I want to chat about. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and tap out cortices with the focus being on our hypothalamus, okay? So we're going to start at hand position 1. Remember, nice big deep breaths in and out. And we're tapping head brain, heart brain, and gut brain. Yeah, Sarah, isn't it cool when you see the relevance in something when somebody starts talking about it? Second hand position. So if you just joined, we're actually going back into vertical time because we're oh so clever. And we're doing day 28 of cortices, and we've been talking about the hypothalamus. Third hand placement. Fourth, you'll have 4 or 5, depending on the size of your head and the size of your hand. All the way around to the front of the brain. Let's finish off with the sides. Fingers are close together. Nice, soft, light hands. 2 nice big deep breaths at least. You're going to take both hands away. Tap it in. Head brain, heart brain, gut brain. There you go. We're done. Woohoo! If you have any questions at all, any observations, any feedback, anything like that, pop them into the comments and let me know, and I will come back and answer them. And thank you for joining me. Bye.